Take a look at the wonderful grain of this wood that I found in the trash can.
So you can see I started here by ripping the door frame down into cubes that look like they're about 1.25 inches by 1.25 inches. And I found this worked well to make a pen, but I had to remove too much stuff. So what I did is I ripped it again in half, and then I can go ahead and use this gripper and hold this down and safely split it again and turn it into a piece like this, and that's appropriate for easy making into a pen. Now I'll go ahead and take my drill press, and I'm using a 5/32 drill bit, and I'm going to punch a hole down the center of this, and I'm standing to the wrong side of the drill press, but I want you to be able to see. Maybe a little light will help. I'm going to come on down, just eyeballing the center of this, and I'll go up and down a few times to pull the sawdust out. That's a nice vertical starter hole. And then I can go over to the lathe. Now on my lathe I've put a 5/32 drill bit. That's I think a 6-inch long one with a bushing on the end. And turn it on, and I'll go ahead and bore a hole through the remaining part of this just by going like this back and forth. And this wood is so nice, it gives me a nice straight drill hole. On some species of wood I've had trouble because the drill bit will follow the course of least resistance and come shooting out the side, and I can't really do the turning. So I'll just run this up, and then now I'll go ahead and use this lathe tool to hog off, just tear off very quickly the wood to get it down to a cylinder. And this wood is such a fine, nice grain that it comes off real smoothly. Here we go. Now I don't know if you can see it, but this tight grain, when you turn it into a cylinder, you get these really cool grain patterns that look like, I call them little eyeballs that pop out here. To kind of draw them out a little bit more, what I'm going to do now is take a torch and I'm going to burn the wood and see if we can make that grain pattern come out a little more. So here we go with the propane torch. I'm holding it a pretty good distance away. Maybe I'll do it from this side so you can actually see when the flame hits it what we get. This practice was really common, I remember, back in the 70s with the hippies. They were making all kinds of furniture and beds and stuff, and using this technique, especially on fir and pine, where they would burn the wood and they really get a nice grain pattern coming out. You just have to move pretty quickly or you get a lot of blotching. You can see, there we go. Okay, there's our pattern. Now, when we burn like that, we do get a little bit of carbon residue, so I'll just lightly sand it. And you can see, I can see some grain on there. Now to pop that out more, we're going to put a super glue finish on it. But I'm going to move the camera away so I don't splatter on my lens. I'm running this now at 520 revolutions, fairly slow. And I'm going to go ahead and run some super glue on here. And you may be getting a little bit of vibration because I have the camera hooked right to... Oh, I better take that dust off of there, that carbon dust. Now I'll go ahead and apply a little bit of super glue. I'm going to pick up my speed a little bit so I don't get as much streaking on it. A little hardener, and then I'll do that 2 more times. Things out, I'll use a little bit of this Johnson paste wax and apply it at kind of a slow speed. And then I'll crank it up to about 1500 and polish it. There we go. That's looking nice. So to finish up the pen, I'm going to take an old cheap Bic pen, pull the cap off, and just slide the filler out, and then take and put it into the one we just made. There we go. And you can see there's a pen. Total cost 8 cents, time approximately 20 minutes. I don't know if I like that burn too much. One I made earlier that's just natural. You could see this is just super glue finish over natural wood grain, and I think quite a bit more attractive. Alright, hope you enjoyed that and give it a try.